Welcome to Judge Dredd, everybody. This is Will and Dave Fix Your Script with Ari. Today we're talking about Judge Dredd.
And we want you to do it in that voice the entire time.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, God. I beefed it. I fucked it. Oh, no. I shitted it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna die.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna die.
I got a new Roadcaster and I've been playing with it.
I'm gonna die.
Hello, everyone. This is a show.
Hi.
I'm bleeding out of my ear.
This is Will and Dave Fix Your Script with Ari. And today we are talking about a really tough movie. Rob Schneider and others.
I've dreaded this moment all week.
Oh, we gotta keep that.
The unfortunate part is I know.
Guys, Davey made me cry.
So
Pardon my French.
if Will can maybe put his face back together.
Yeah. I got some fun facts for us.
Got some fun facts for us, buddy?
Fun facts for us, yeah. Okay, so Judge Dredd came out June 30th, 1995. It's based on a comic book. Was a British comic book, actually. Judge Dredd was a character from anthology that was called 2000 AD, created by John Wagner and Carlos Izquierda. I apologize if I didn't say that correctly. The plot pretty much is it's a dystopian future, and there's all these megacities, and the Judge Dredd is in Megacity 1, and he's the best guy, the best judge in Megacity 1, most feared. And this movie, played by Sylvester Stallone, Joseph Dredd, is framed for murder, and his brother, which is a clone of him, Rico, is trying to just destroy everything and must clear his name to restore order. Was filmed in Shepperton Studios in Surrey, England.
Heck yeah. Surrey,
Yeah.
Go Shepperton Studios.
Mm-hmm.
I once met a gal in Surrey. She had a spot of curry.
Film takes place in a dystopian future, as I said, where everything but the megacities were what they called the cursed earth, which was pretty much just a wasteland, like
Yeah, basically everything got nuked in one fashion.
Bad.
It's like like with civilization.
Many fans of the original comic were very upset because of a couple of different things. The first one was, in the comic book, you never see Judge Dredd's face. But of course, you got Sylvester Stallone, so they're going to show you his face, right? And they were really, really mad about that. The original villain of the movie was supposed to be a supernatural being called Judge Death.
Ooh, that would have been a cool one. Judge Dredd.
Yes. It's described as a supernatural living crime monster.
It's basically the anti-judge.
Yeah.
He runs around doing crimes because, hell with the law.
There's a character
Yeah.
kind of like that in Red Dwarf in one of the seasons. Cyborg guy.
Yeah.
And then it was scrapped because the skeletal design of that was deemed it was too much to pay for to render him in 1995. So they switched to Rico, which is his brother, because they didn't have to render him. We just got the actor that did it.
Yes.
There was also multiple rating cuts. It started off as an NC-17 movie.
Because of
anybody that grew up in the 90s knew NC-17 is not good. That's where your parents are really going to be mad if you watch this. But then it went to an R rating, which still not the best thing. And then Stallone himself was the one that pushed for the PG-13.
Well, he felt like it was his fault that it was NC-17 in the first place. Like the old days.
Is it because he was in a porno that one time?
We had to bring it up, didn't we? I mean, just somewhere.
We really
But
didn't.
Also, Rico was played by Armand Desante, and it's amazing that he was all like, "Yes, let's do this."
We will not be talking about that one though. Right.
About Armand Desante?
No, about him being in a porno.
Oh, I mean, no, we don't have to talk about that. Like,
we don't need to talk about it. That's what we're talking about.
Fun fact. We're in fun fact land.
Fun fact land. Fun fact land continues with Stallone really pushed to actually be in this movie. Like, he really wanted to be Judge Dredd, and he did a pretty good job as far as I'm concerned in 95. I'm going to say that was pretty good. They were at that odds when they were doing the people that do the comics and the people that do the producing of the movie and stuff. They were like, they wanted to do the gritty stuff, but they also wanted to, be marketable and make toys. Do you remember the toys?
Here's my thing. Batman Returns happened not a couple years.
Don't start. I've got that coming up. There's even a better one. Better than Batman? Set rookies. So the UK visual effects firms, FBFX, notes that the film was its first big proper set experience in Shepperton in 1994, which means this was the first one that they did there. That was a big production.
Well, good for them.
They did a good job. I'd say they do a good job. The movies, top 5 movies, opening weekend for Judge Dredd. Number 1, Apollo 13.
Yeah.
Anybody remember Apollo 13? You remember that?
Remember Apollo 13? It's the one where he had a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you mean have we watched it? Yes. Do we remember it? Yes. Was I around thinking about it when it came out? No, I don't remember the movie experience.
I don't think Ari was out when Apollo 13 came out.
How about
94? 94, Will. 90 freaking 4.
Number 2, Pocahontas.
I think that was also like
everybody, right before. It's an interesting painting tutorial in that movie, but let's go forward.
Number 3, as per Dave, Batman Forever, which would have been Val Kilmer, right? Val Kilmer Batman.
That Batman Forever is a Val Kilmer. Yeah, that's Val Kilmer Batman.
Yeah,
number 4 would have been me and Dave's favorite, and I remember me and him going to see this in the theater. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Ooh,
that movie slapped.
David
was-
Yost, thank you for that picture. I will post it soon. We appreciate
Yes.
it.
Thank you, David Yost.
David Yost, you're
I
the bee's
appreciate
knees.
it.
We
I
love
want
you.
to David Yost one day. I think that'd be cool.
I mean, if you want to come on this pod or any of the other pods we got, I'm like, we're down to have you here.
I mean, just hire me. I'm a good actor.
He's an actor too, bud.
He's a producer as well.
He
Well,
is.
Hiring and firing power.
Number 5 would have been Judge Dredd, right behind Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm just gonna say that real quick. Now, who is gonna tell me what the number 1 song the week of Billboard 100 number 1 song? What do you think?
This was a movie that happened before me that I consumed later in my life. So I do not know what year this was.
Was it
1995?
Oh, no, I was
If
around.
You Want to Be My Lover by the Spice Girls?
Ooh, that would have been a good choice, but wrong.
Oh.
It was Gangster's Paradise by Coolio.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was surprised about that one too.
Wild.
Since the corresponding movie was not on the top.
Right. Well, I mean, like it you know, it's not Coolio's fault that the banger song he wrote or did for the for the movie was not as good. You know.
Very true. But also, like, I remember getting that cassette tape. I had my mom buy it, and I played that song over and over again. I remember dancing to it in the kitchen, trying to remember all the raps. And I'm not that person anymore. So,
1995.
1995.
You and your little cow
Hey.
cap.
Whew.
Hey, some of us remember the Weird Al version.
Yeah, that's Amish Paradise.
Paradise.
I, of course, know that one. I drove everybody crazy with it. Oh, cool.
Great stuff. Another last good thing that I can give you, a last fun fact. James Earl Jones did the voice for the beginning sequence about all of the stuff, the dystopian future and stuff.
Mega City 1.
And he was the dude.
But
Vader did it. Vader did that.
Vader did everything. That's just what's
Vader
up.
did everything.
Well, I mean, be careful because there's also a wrestler named Vader, and then
Darth Vader did that. Darth Vader did
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Add the title in, please. It's important.
Cool. This is a podcast about movies, not about wrestling. So I think we could.
That's why I asked him to add the Darth in.
I think we
Gotta
can
pay respect to the dark
later
side.
and have people understand who we're talking about.
Hey man, do you want to get force choked? I don't.
There's more people that are going to understand.
He's not going to do that because he's a nice ghost now.
If we're talking about Anakin Skywalker, that's a whole nother situation, which has
We're not-
very little to do with Judge Dredd.
That is a different,
I'm just saying.
different movie, and we can review that
A
movie.
wrestler named Vader doesn't have the Force either, so who gives a crap?
We can
You know what,
review
Davey?
that movie
seem
if
a little
you
bit
want
upset.
us to. If you guys want us to review that movie, if you guys want us to do a Star Wars series, you let us know. Put it in the comments, or I don't know. Just tell us. Just tell us any way you possibly can.
You know what? Let us know, okay? Let us.
Any way you possibly can. Email.
You can even email us
at gmail.com.
You guys,
I think
you guys,
one of us needs to do that.
yeah, you.
Fix your
Fix
life
your life.
email.com.
Fix your life pod at
Fix your life
gmail.com.
pod at gmail.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. Here's what we're gonna do. Dave, you do this one.
Fix your life pod at gmail.com.
Now, Will, you do one.
Fix your life pod at gmail.com.
Davey wins. We edit out Will's.
so
Fix your life pod at gmail.com.
The reason I was saying fixyourlifepod@gmail.com is because canonically Will keeps getting this wrong every single time.
What are you talking about?
Every time.
Fixyourlifepod@gmail.com. I made the thing.
This time, I know you wrote the email address and everything else, but every time you try to announce what it is,
fixyourlifepod@gmail.com.
right? Except right now, when you're proving you're proving my rule by being the exception.
fixyourlifepod@gmail.com.
There you go. Anyway, every other
Judge Dredd.
soundbite I have of you is a mispronounced one.
Okay. fixyourlifepod@gmail.com. If you would like us to do that, you let us know. Put it in the comments. Send us the email. I don't care what you do. Just do it. Let's hear you. I want to hear anybody that's listening to us. Please.
Somebody clip me with the light leaving my eyes.
That's normal, Ari.
Yeah, dog, you're good. Why are you dying right now? Quit it.
Judge Dredd, you silly billies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue with that.
When did we stop talking about Judge Dredd? We haven't stopped talking about Judge Dredd this whole time. We've been talking about it. So Will just gave 1,000 fun facts about it. Will's over there.
1,000.
1,000 of them.
1,000.
So do you want me to tell them the story of the movie?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So Judge Dredd opens up with Rob Schneider playing Fergie coming into Mega City 1, this dystopian, terrible place. There is no greater hive of scum and villainy. Everybody's a criminal, or they're super rich and therefore probably a criminal. So he's being sent to heaven, whatever the place is called. It sounds like a really nice place, but it's actually a really terrible, awful, gang-ridden place. He lands in the middle of a gang war, goes to his house that is being occupied by a gang and taken hostage by the gang. The judges show up. The judges are these big cops who can essentially do no wrong. They're judge, jury, and executioner, right?
Yeah.
And because these two are not Judge Dredd, they're bad at their job.
No, they're not bad at their job. They're just not Judge Dredd.
Anyway, they're not doing anything to stop this gang war. They're waiting for backup of who is Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd shows up, tells them you're bad at your job because their guns can't hit us.
Right, and he says what?
Oh, he does this.
I am the law.
And nobody listens to him. And then he goes and kills everybody.
Well, it's because he sounds like, I am the law. I am the law.
That's
Well,
true.
he's
He
trying to
sounds
be loud because he's down on the street and they're up there.
Yeah.
So nobody understands him, so they don't stop.
What's interesting is they only go up and arrest half of the guys that were in the middle of this gang war. The other half of the block apparently listened to the judges. Right?
No, he shot most of them.
But what I'm
Right.
talking about is the guys they were shooting at across. Okay, so it's like two buildings were fighting each other. And he goes into one building, kills everyone, and the other building all of a sudden are just like really law-abiding citizens.
Did he even go to the other building? I don't think he went to the other building. He just went to the one building. I don't think they acknowledged the other building.
No, when they saw what was happening in that building, they were like, cool, I guess we won the gang war. And they went and had like a soda.
All I know
Black
is
Survivor.
Yeah.
So they get
all I know
get
is
the
that
meal.
Dredd sounds normal for most of this movie, except in this one scene. And in this one scene, it's like he forgot how to talk.
Well, no, he was just basically yelling Adrian, except when it was the law.
I get it. But it's just like he does a very normal thing for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, he just talks like a dude.
Yeah,
It's
and in this one movie, it's in this one moment, it's just back to Rocky, and I'm like, what is happening?
I'm not sure that was a choice that he made. You know what I mean?
I mean,
It sounds like
it probably was the choice that he made.
He has done plenty of wonderful acting jobs. He knows how to do that voice normal. This was a choice.
During this fight, Rob Schneider, Fergie, right, hides inside of a what was it? Like a
recycled food robot.
Yeah, food robot.
Recycled food robot.
Sure. Yeah, recycled food. I mean, like, look, we're in the post.
It's great for the environment and okay for you.
Right. that is such a great line. It's great for the environment and okay for you. But so Judge Dredd finds him in this robot and then immediately arrests him and sends him back to prison for 5 years. Because he was escaping the bad guys, but he didn't
escape the bad guys by hacking the robot, and that's what he went to jail for in the first time.
Right.
So
yeah. So all that happens, and then you know, in the background there is this there's this reporter who's talking shit on Judge Dredd this whole time. And then it goes to the prison where the head of the prison is I forgot to mention that Hershey's hitting on Judge Dredd this whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens continuously throughout pretty much the whole movie.
Which is anyway. So we cut to the Supermax prison with the secret door that is holding Rico. And we
don't know who Rico is at this point.
We don't know who Rico is. We know Armand Assante is playing this man. And anytime Armand Assante is not in Lady Hawk, he's a bad guy. Yeah. So he's talking to the warden of this place. The warden hands him a little package. He opens the package, turns it into a gun and murders him.
Boom, boom, done.
Escapes prison by being
no. He shoots him in the throat, so he can't, because it's all voice automated security where he is. So he shoots him in the throat, and then he's all like, "Hey, baby," and then they're like, "Well, we don't recognize that, so we're gonna shoot this."
Can we talk about the security system for like a quick second here?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The security system is in there to stop Rico from escaping, right?
Right.
The warden gets shot in the throat by this dude.
Right.
Warden says any words with a bad voice box, and it goes all Ed 209 on. Ridiculous.
Like, there should have been a code, a separate code that he could say a word or a number, or maybe even just like a personal, like GPS. They have personal GPSs through this entire movie. Right. Why would he not have one on him that made it okay? It doesn't matter if he got shot in the throat. I mean, sorry, but screw you. Doesn't even matter. You can get shot, but you're still okay.
I also want to know how Rico escaped the miniguns in the walls.
I mean, they don't show that. They don't show what happens after that.
Him being outside of the cell and then murdering
Lupin the Third somehow. He can just do whatever.
Well,
I mean, that would be a good reason he would get, because Lupin.
Right. Yeah. He just escaped. So now he's on the loose.
The sideburns for it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
He's on the loose, and then Judge Dredd is now being we cut to Judge Dredd teaching classes about ethics, because the big chief in charge was all like, "Go do ethics classes, dude,"
which is like his faux dad.
Right, more or less. Right.
I'm gonna have you go do this.
Whatever he's
Also
called.
a little bit Indiana Jones somehow.
Yeah. We called the dog Indiana.
I wouldn't go that far because I don't want to, put Indiana Jones in the same category as this.
Look, it's the suits, man. It's not Indy's fault. It's the college suits.
But they all it's all bad.
So he's teaching class, and but then there is
That's where we learn about the floating motorcycle.
right. Yeah, we learn about the terrible motorcycle that only sometimes works.
Mark IV Lawmaster, improved model. With dual onboard laser cannons, vertical takeoff and landing flight capability. Range 500 kilometers. Men?
Yes, sir.
Active. Malfunction. Malfunction. Malfunction.
Yours if you can never get it to work.
And then we cut to the apartment of the reporter who's sitting there chilling with either his wife or his mistress, drinking some wine and talking about, politics or whatever.
Open its wife. I didn't even think about it being the mistress.
Well, I mean, she was significantly younger than him, but
Well, true.
Either way,
also, he is a reporter, so
either way, the
five
door gets
years.
kicked open, he yells "Dredd," and then he gets Swiss cheesed.
he goes, Dredd, no! And then
And then a million bullets hit him, and he dies.
because of their lawmaker,
Lawgiver.
lawgiver.
That's right. Right before that, Rico buys a lawgiver in a box.
No. He goes to go pick up
Yeah,
a
he goes and
box
picks up stuff.
from the pawn shop.
Right.
And that box has stuff in it for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't buy it. He was going to buy the battle droid.
All right. Let me get there. This is my
Okay.
part. of the show.
Roger, Davey.
Yeah. So there's this
Wrong battle droid.
so right before this nonsense happens, right? He goes to a pawn shop, picks up the lawgiver. Turns out the lawgiver is booby trapped to not respond to anybody but a judge, and will murder you dead if you try to use it. He
Which
picks
is a significant reason in the movie. You need to make sure that you put so that it's coded to your DNA.
I'm going there. I'm driving. I'm driving.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were missing something. I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry.
Good. I'm good.
Yes, rise, Davy, rise from the dark, briny depths of Hades.
Oh, fair enough. That is where my people come from. But so the lawgiver is this thing. It's a gun that only works if you have a judge's DNA, right? He picks up the lawgiver, plugs the pawn shop owner, and steals this giant robot that was purely illegal to have in operating condition because it was used in a war. And he programs it to go to war again. Then we cut to the apartment of the newscaster. He gets plugged to death by this guy who he says is Dredd.
Judge
Dredd. What's that? Yeah, well, I mean, he's dressed as a judge. They all have the same outfit.
He doesn't say anything though. He just has Dredd badge.
He yells Dredd. And
By the way, my first viewing, this is when I fell asleep the first time.
the big action sequence.
Yeah,
where
I had to watch this movie 3 times in order to get all of this information because of all the stuff that was going on.
Because
First time,
you want
this
them
is
to
when I
watch
fell
this
asleep.
movie.
Well, it's because Ari works himself to death, and he doesn't live a human life. He lives the life of a Mothman.
Yes. Yes, I do.
If he's in town, look out for your bridges. That's all I'm
Too
saying.
many bridges. Too many bridges.
Jeff.
So Then we cut to Judge Dredd in his like he's putting on all of his gear in the locker room, and then these judges show up and arrest the hell.
You're missing the exploding Ferrari part.
That's not a plot point that matters.
Yes, but that's where they arrest him. Because he goes to help Hershey because Hershey gets. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway,
sorry.
Jesus God.
I would like Ari to be doing this so I can say sorry, Ari. But Ari's not doing it.
So yes, I have been corrected.
I'm trying to let Davey cook.
I'm
being a good boy today.
Some people just don't want their eggs on time. That's what I'm seeing. Anyway, so Judge Dredd is Judge Hershey's trying to give this guy a ticket, and he's being a dick about it. Judge Dredd shows up, offers to help. Actually, doesn't offer, just helps, and explodes the guy's Ferrari.
Towing is our first offense. This is your fourth violation, Barbara. You are a menace. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
I knew you'd say that.
Hey, wait a second. What are you doing?
Grenade. Happy motoring.
Then a bunch of judges show up on the flying excite bikes and arrest him for murder. Then let's see. We see him in jail. Really weird handcuffs on, and without his helmet, without his like gear on, and he looks really sad because he's the law, but he's been arrested by the law.
It's more like I'm the law.
I'm the guys on the law. And then Judge Dad shows up and asks him if he done did the thing, and he's like, "No, Judge Dad, look into my beautiful blue eyes." Amazing.
He doesn't have blue eyes, by the way. If anybody didn't notice that by this point in the movie, like those are contacts. He does not have blue eyes like that.
I mean, I was literally just saying that, but yeah. So, anyway, he says no, and then it cuts directly to trial, where Hershey's all like, "We can't use this evidence," and they're like, "You're right, you can't use this evidence, but here's the gun, and it says Dredd did it. Oh, you're fully guilty. The end. Go to prison forever, or we're supposed to kill you." Judge, but Judge Dad says, "You guys have to do this. You guys have to honor the last will of a judge leaving, and so I'm stepping down as Chief Justice. Be nice to my boy. I'm gonna go take the long walk now." Now, the long walk is when a judge lives too long, and he goes outside of the walls of the city to bring justice to the unjust or whatever.
Yeah.
Which really means that's the first Fallout game.
More or less.
I mean,
he leaves Vault 13 to find the water chip. So
hopefully he finds power armor.
Sorry, I'm bad at my job. And Judge Dredd's all like, "Yeah, I get it. No worries. I'm just gonna go to prison now." And we go to the we find out that the guy who is replacing the chief judge is working with Rico.
He planned the whole thing.
It's been a plot. I mean, obviously, but it's been a plot.
Obviously, just so
so the bad guy parts, the way I'm describing them are basically this, right? It's like, haha, we did the bad thing, and then we cut back to Judge Dredd getting onto the prison ship. And he sits down right next to Kismet. It's Fergie, the guy he arrested in the first act of the show.
Oh my God.
Rob Schneider. I want to make sure Ari hears me. Rob Schneider.
Yes.
Okay. Do not deep throat the microphone anymore, please. Thank you so much.
I know it's Rob Schneider.
I just want to make sure you are fully aware. You fell asleep a couple of times. You said.
I've seen it 3 times now. I didn't fall asleep the 3rd time.
Oh boy.
First 2 times, then Wikipedia, then the third time.
Wikipedia. Okay, no. Don't look for your information on Wikipedia.
That's why I watched it a third time. I just wanted to know what to pay attention to.
Glad you did.
Like, honestly, Wikipedia is a pretty good resource because it cites its sources most of the time. But in any what?
Now.
Right, but we're living now, Will.
Yeah.
We're not living.
We're not living 10 years ago. We're talking right now.
Where have you been? It's 2025, right, Will.
It's not 1995, buddy. Wikipedia hasn't not existed for 10 years yet. Or something. Yeah. No.
Will, what year are you living in?
Apparently it does. I don't know. I haven't looked, but apparently it does.
What year is it, Will?
What year is it, buddy?
1990 something.
Ooh. All right. Let's get Grandpa back to the home.
Austin 316 says go to sleep.
Make sure I have my chocolate.
Fair enough. We'll get you some nice
Y2K is over.
Hey.
We'll get you some nice ribbon candy if you just.
Oh, great. You want a butterscotch?
So Rob Schneider, huh?
Yeah. Rob Schneider's on the boat. Fergie, the guy who
has he met Trump yet?
No, I don't think so. This is 1995.
Okay.
Anyway, so Rob Schneider has this whole like, Mr. I'm the law, talking trash to Judge Dredd the whole time. Look, I tried to hit it 4 times and you guys kept interrupting it, so I'm not doing it now.
Do it again. Do it. I want to hear it.
You're not the boss of me.
Please.
Mr. I am the law.
There you go. There's that thing.
I appreciate you and I love you.
I know. Good job, me.
How did you that's a different you had
Do it again.
I am the law.
Yeah, I have both.
I am the law.
In Schneider's defense, he does a really good impression.
He does.
Right?
He really does.
Right?
Really great. It's sarcastic.
Really, really good. So Fergie is sitting there talking trash to Judge Dredd. And we cut to the boardroom where Rico and Bad Guy is. And they're like, we got to cover up the bad stuff that we did. Meh. Judge needs to be dead or whatever. And then back to the thing where this dude, like a very small cutaway is a dude recognizing Judge Dredd because Fergie said, "Oh, Dredd, are you?" And then he somehow has a knife.
Yeah.
And tries to murder Judge Dredd.
Now he has to break his incarceration-ness that is because they're all set in this.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a roller coaster thing.
Yeah, like a roller coaster thing.
System. But apparently all you need is a straight piece of metal to
just
unlock it.
Just jiggle it real quick and then
just jiggle it enough and you can take control of the whole fucking boat.
We're not going to talk about that though.
That's right, kids. Just jiggle it.
No. I said we're not going to talk about that.
Just jiggle it. So as they're flying really low across the desert, this weird preacher guy and his mutant babies look and say, God has given us a bounty, and they shoot him down with a rocket.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a redneck family in the wasteland.
He's you listen to me right now.
Okay.
They're called the Angel Gang, and Papa Angel is a preacher.
He is.
Yes. Now they are also sort of rednecky, for sure.
Say Papa Angel again.
Papa Angel. Anyway, so they shoot down the rig.
No. You can see me. No.
You guys need a moment?
Pop an Angel.
Papa Angel. It's like Papa Smurf.
I'm gonna cut this out, but
All right.
Pop an Angel.
All right, fair dues.
I'm cutting it out. Don't worry.
So there's a whole thing. There's a sequence where like some judges show up to like see if there's any survivors, and they're like, there were no survivors except the pilot was alive, and then boss goes, "Oh, there were no survivors," and they plug him in the face, and then we cut back over to Dredd and Fergie being drugged through these caves, and lashed to the wall, where Judge Dredd gets like berated by Papa Angel about how you try to bring the law, all sorts of BS. And Fergie goes, I've seen the Lord. I've seen the Lord. Brothers, let's do this. And they let him down and decide that they're going to butcher him because they're actually cannibals, and they only really eat meat that is sanctified, I guess. So
which Dredd tells him.
After, right, as he's strung up, like all sexy, like.
Well, they gotta see the muscles.
They gotta see the muscles.
They gotta get the rawness in there.
He trains so hard.
Dude, son, you don't spend that many hours in the gym and not want to be tied to a wall.
Use so many steroids.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, so Dredd gets himself free, saves Fergie, kills most of the all the Angel gang, more or less. And then those judges show up to murk everybody.
It's his papa.
Yeah.
Oh
well, yeah. The cyborg boy took a little bit longer to live to kill or whatever, but
you killed my paw.
Can we all agree that would have been more fun if it was Hulk Hogan doing that?
No.
You killed my paw, brother.
And no, it would not have been fun if it was Hulk
Generation X, brother.
All right, guys. This is in a Wrestling podcast.
All right, he's right. We're not even at the end of the
about
movie
the
yet.
dead, by the way.
We're pretty close to the end of the movie. To be fair, this is not a long movie with a complicated plot.
That's true.
We're not even halfway through.
The rest of the movie is Fergie and Judge Dredd trying to get into the city really quickly, dodging for some reason, fire tunnel. There's a fire tunnel that gets you inside the city, right?
I appreciate Star Trek for making sure that this is a thing, because that is the 100% reason that this kind of thing was a thing for a little while. It was Star Trek that got us there. And if you want to fight me on that, then I definitely can reference you to Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, dope. I had no plans on fighting you on this. So sure.
I'm just saying.
Guy, bud.
That was the best part of Galaxy Quest, but also exactly why.
I feel targeted because I like to play devil's advocate, but in this case, you're just speaking truth. So, what am I supposed to say?
So okay, so right before they go through the fire tunnel, right? There's a very pertinent conversation that Fergie and Judge Dredd have, which is, say you're sorry for being a jerk, and Judge Dredd going, nuh-uh. And then Fergie goes, please.
The law doesn't say it's sorry.
Yeah, the law doesn't say it's sorry. Well, you're not the law anymore, so say you're sorry. And he goes, nah. And then they run through the tunnel.
Pretty
Fergie
much
falls down, and for some reason, instead of just getting back up, he yells Dredd. And Judge Dredd comes and grabs him and saves him by falling into a pit or something.
Redemption.
And they wind up on a garbage scow. work their way through the city to find Hershey, right?
Who has been trying, who has been a person that was one that was trying to be killed. They're killing the judges. The judges are all being killed.
I'm literally like just coming
I'm
in.
just trying to put in a little bit of input here.
Hey,
Okay, you continue. Just follow with me.
so all the judges are being killed, and
That's not your picture.
and anyway, yeah, I have powers. Isn't that right? Most of the judges are getting murdered by this giant freaking robot. The council of judges that sent Dredd to his life imprisonment also get murdered by this giant robot and Rico, right? Right. So then Judge Dredd and Fergie meet up with Hershey, who is still horny for Dredd, and also has hacked the system to find out that Judge Dredd's parents weren't real, and neither was the background. Only the baby was real, and somehow the background changed to a lab. So they find out that Judge Dredd is a clone. And they also find out that there is a clone brother named Rico, I believe, at that point. Anyway, now they're all holed up in Hershey's like little safe house or her apartment. And Fergie is trying to hack the system to figure out what the hell's going on and where everybody is. Because Rico now has a plan called, what was it called? It was called Janus, wasn't it?
Janus, yep.
Right. The Janus project, which is how they clone Judge Dredd's, effectively.
Where they came from, yeah.
Yeah, where Judge Dredd came from, and it was marked off the books because it was a black spot on the council's eyeballs.
Which is also like blacked out. It's blacked out, but it's also 100% like hidden from everybody. Yeah. That they even tried to do this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So Fergie can't find it because it doesn't exist in the system. And Hershey gets this bright idea of hey, what about all these power surges that happen? Clearly, there's going to be a power surge, and when they turn that shit on. So now Fergie finds the power surge area, and they know where to go. Boom, Bob's your uncle. Which is
where?
Was it in Heavenly Haven again?
No, it was the Statue of Liberty.
Oh yeah, it was by the Statue of Liberty.
And it was in the Statue of Liberty. They had moved the Statue of Liberty at that point.
Downtown Mega City 1.
Downtown Mega City 1.
New York.
But that's
New York was
why they moved it, is because that's a perfect place to hide your cloning facility.
Also really cool of like a fascist regime to put the Statue of Liberty in the middle of town. Kind of great.
Also, just movie making wise, it feels very cool in that it reminds me of the Planet of the Apes reveal, where you get, you realize that we're on Earth at the end of.
You sons of bitches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
you really did it. Damn you.
And Spaceballs.
Yeah.
They're climbing out of the nose. And the Planet of the Apes guys are sitting there like, oh shit, there goes the planet.
Yeah. Right. So Dredd wants to go with Hershey to go and or he wants to just go face down Rico by himself. Hershey decides she's coming too because she's also a judge. And Fergie's all like, I want to come too and help. And he's like, no, you're terrible at everything. He's like, but I bring you luck. And he goes, what? And Hershey goes, well, I mean, he's got a fair point. You're not dead yet. And he goes, fine, get on the bike. And, there's a whole like bike chase scene with Fergie.
When we got the
okay, but there was a cool action piece with the bikes, whatever.
There was.
That's a dead end! I know!
So they go to the Statue of Liberty. Rico has a sidekick who's a lady. I'm not sure when she came into the movie.
Not really that important.
Not a geneticist.
Which is sad.
Something.
She does not pass the Bechdel test. Actually, this movie does not. But
she's an Asian person, an Asian geneticist. So that, like, on top of what you're saying, just adds to what you're saying.
Oh, right. I'm with you. Yeah. So there's a whole lot of objectification and stuff in this movie, and it's great.
95.
We should, at the end, we should talk a little bit about just the performative sexism.
We will.
Because it does also feel disingenuous, which is interesting.
We definitely will. That's where we're headed.
Once we get into the analysis of this, will be great. The giant. Okay, so Fergie is like sneaking around, and Hershey gets captured, like basically by Rico.
And the robot.
Yeah, All this stuff is happening. The robot has Hershey in his big old meaty paw.
Meaty paws.
Rico's all like, you can join me and take over the city in chaos or whatever, or I'll kill this lady that clearly you love or something. And he goes, well, with the law.
Mister, I am the law.
And
I'm not going to do that because the law.
And then all of a sudden you have the robot starts losing its mind, right? Wait, no. Rico goes, screw this, put her down and kill Dredd for no reason whatsoever. And the thing starts walking towards Dredd and starts freaking out because Fergie is rewinding it.
Was it going to rip her limb from limb?
It was from limb, but
him going, like, he starts just like, and then all of a sudden you got Fergie.
Yeah, he's got a little tiny Rob Schneider backpack.
He is the Rob Schneider backpack. Yes.
And then it falls over. And somehow Rob Schneider gets shot in the stomach. Whatever. Who cares?
He already got shot in the stomach.
Oh, was that when was that pre-shot? Is this post-shoot in the stomach?
Yeah. That was okay. Post.
Oh, all right. There's a fight. He gets shot. Moving on. Backpack superhero Rob Schneider manages to almost get crushed by a giant robot, saving Dredd. Yeah, because he's a law. And then they activate the clones at 60%, which clearly is a poor decision, because they all get they get jabronied really quickly, right?
They also look like awkward, like
they look like snot-covered things with no mouths.
Snot-covered noodle things with no mouths that just take orders.
Right. Meanwhile, Hershey is having a fight with the geneticist because clearly the geneticist has like super kung fu skills.
95, so like both girls need to fight.
Because to be a geneticist, you need like 6 black belts in Jeet Kune Do.
Right.
But Hershey wins her fight. Judge Dredd kills all the friggin' the clones really quickly.
I like that, Davey. I like the 6 black belts in Jeet Kune Do. That's a nice line. Good on you. Yeah,
I appreciate that. So there's this epic foot chase through the Statue of Liberty between Rico and Judge Dredd because Rico is a coward.
He's trying to run.
Just trying to run. They have a fight on the crown. And Judge Dredd like slips and he's like hanging off the side after like kind of a fight that they were having. And he grabs Rico by the ankle and throws him off the thing. And then he's trying to get back up, and Hershey has to lift him up using her girl powers. Then right after, like literally the next scene is them walking out of a building. I guess I'm assuming it's the Statue of Liberty's foot.
The bottom, it's the foot.
Yeah. I mean, it did
during the day because the rest of it happened at night in the rain.
Was, but either way, now all of a sudden it is no longer raining. It is bone dry. There is a crowd of civilians just chilling there.
The pacing gets really fast at the end of this movie, but it's like after the climax, it's a weird. It's almost like they didn't have enough budget to finish the film, so they just decided to do it one day on shoot.
So there's a giant crowd of civilians for reasons unknown to man or God.
Judges is mostly judges, but yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, but there's like 8 judges there as well. But there's a bunch of civilians, 8 judges. One of them like has like the feeling of being a mayor of some kind or whatever. And they like Judge Dredd walks out, and they're like, "We saw the tapes. You're exonerated. Go." And Judge Dredd puts on his armor and like gets on his bicycle to go do his job. And Hershey like makes out with him.
Yeah, he kisses the girl he doesn't even like.
Right? No, the girl kisses him.
Who likes?
And then he smiles at her, clearly meaning he kissed her back.
Way more.
Right. And then he goes back to work, and Rob Schneider's like, "I told him everything I know, and I'm a better kisser. And then now get me back to the hospital, please."
Well, also they asked Judge Dredd to be the chief justice, but then he's like,
"Yeah, do you want to be the chief judge?" And he's all like,
"Be a street judge.
I'm blue collar.
Hey, I just want to swing a wrench all day and shoot bad guys. That's my job. I want to shoot bad guys."
Listen to Billy Joel. I'm gonna go listen to Billy Joel now.
I want to ride this terrible motorcycle.
Billy Joel. All right, that's what we get. Billy Joel.
And then the crowd cheers, even though there's no like speaker system that tells them that anything that has happened was good. I guess they saw the cops are happy, so they were like, "Yay, we're not going to die today." And Judge Dredd flies off into the credits, the end.
All I'm saying is the end of this movie should have been Uptown Girl, the song. That should have been the end of this movie. If they wanted to make this a perfect movie, that's how they would have done it.
The end of this movie was paced like the last verse of the end of It's the End of the World as We Know It, right?
Yeah.
Like it was just very fast.
Yeah.
Once Rico and Judge Dredd finally met on screen, they punched each other for 5 minutes, and then that was the end. You know what I mean? And then there was a girl fight. And Rob
like Rico, like every time he fucking saw him, it was just like Rico.
Yeah, Rico, I am the law. Oh yeah, very important one is Judge Dredd had to judge Rico because he was doing crimes
He did before, and now he has to do it again.
Yeah, he had to judge his brother twice.
Also, any Stallone fans that get upset about us doing his voice like this, Rob Schneider does it in the freaking movie. We already talked about it, so nobody get all upset.
I am the law.
Mr. I am the law.
Yeah. But in fairness, Stallone also does that voice.
I am the law.
So, like, I love Sylvester Stallone, like in his movies, right?
I have no problem with him because he does the movies the way he should be doing the movies.
For my money, this movie was perfectly cast. right?
The way this
the movie that we watched,
the movie that we watched,
perfectly cast.
the movie that we watched, perfectly cast. It's totally great. It's all good for what it was in 1995. Yes.
All right.
But our last episode was Con Air, and Con Air does this in a way that makes it so much better. And it's unfortunate because, like, my favorite thing about this movie is the opening and the closing. Not Judge Dredd kissing the girl, but once he's on the bike and he's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about how they open and close this movie is really, really great. And the inside of this movie is also really interesting. It's just they don't all match each other.
Right.
It's like you're watching 3 different movies. And, you know, Streets of Fire is another one that has this problem where you get a whole bunch of really cool shit in it, but ultimately it just doesn't hold together. This is a really great movie that just ultimately doesn't hold together.
It's held together with like sellotape and chewing gum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate because it's trying to do something. It is reaching for something, and it almost hits it, and it doesn't quite go there.
I feel like it's reaching for RoboCop and missing the mark.
Yeah.
The way I would like to start doing this is I think we should give 10 to 15 minutes for each of us to actually give some form of fix.
All right.
How does that sound? All right. So I want to start with Dave. Dave, give me 5, 10, 15 minutes max of what you think.
You want Davey to do 15 minutes on this movie?
No. 5, 10, 15 minutes. Just give me your take.
Davey, good luck.
15 minutes. Let's go.
But I think we should talk about what we think of this film, right?
That should be the end, shouldn't it?
Oh, well, fine.
No, I agree with Davey. Let's talk about how we feel about the movie and then try to fix it. It'll give us more stuff.
Okay, we can do that first. How do you feel about what I said, though?
I think that's great. I think giving us like each a platform of whatever. I think that's fun.
Okay.
And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, then I'm sorry to the viewers. But
all right, 5, 10 minutes. How about that? 5, 10 minutes of what we think we should do. But before that, we'll talk about what we think of the movie. So,
okay.
Ari already started, so why don't we let Ari cook?
I just think that this movie is a cartoon in live action form, and I think embracing it as a fun, silly movie makes it a lot better than taking it seriously, which is a weird thing because the movie that the remake that they tried to do, which I think is a pretty good movie, although I don't like it as much as Davey does, is an overreaction to how cartoony this movie is. You know, if you take this movie and you color over it in you know, Disney cartoon style, and you do everything the same, but it's a cartoon, this is maybe one of the best cartoons I've ever seen. When you make it a live action adventure action movie, it's kind of dumb. And you know, I think it's really fun. And I think the thing that makes it is that introduction is we are in a post-apocalyptic hellscape, but society has continued on and we've pulled things together. And then, you know, it takes us into a really, really, really weird fever dream of a guy's life who happens to be, you know, a really important cog in this system.
Yeah.
And he's interesting. You know, he's not Judge Dredd from the comics. Personally, for me, that's fine. I like the comics a lot. I've read them. I also like the film a lot. But I think it's an adaptation, and I think it's it's fine for an adaptation to do a thing. In the same way that, like, if the Mandalorian decided to just take all the helmets off the Mandalorians, I wouldn't be upset at it. It wouldn't be, Knights of the Old Republic, but it would be a choice, and you
Sure.
can try those things. And I think this is fine. The issues with this movie are when the internal consistency is off. And that happens a few times.
Oh,
But-
absolutely. Absolutely.
But I think it's fun, and I like that. Dredd and the girl kiss at the end. It's a nice little thing that makes the end of the movie silly and stupid. I think if you wanted more internal consistency, you wouldn't do it. But that's my argument. It's a cartoon. It's Animaniacs. It's Freakazoid.
Right.
Let it be stupid. That's my argument. I like that it's stupid.
I mean, I enjoyed the movie too. I don't enjoy the kiss at the end because it's apropos of absolutely nothing. Like, she kind of hits on him sometimes, and he shuts her down every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he basically goes, "Ew, cooties, leave me alone," right?
No, it's almost Pee Wee Herman-esque. Yeah.
Right. And like, I mean, it would make more sense for him to kiss Rob Schneider at the end, like, or his gun, like. Yeah.
But that would make Sylvester Stallone gay, and he's not ready for that.
Yeah, well, anyway,
Charlie Sheen just came out like 5 minutes ago.
Okay, that's fine too. But
Really?
anyway, the stuff that I kind of object to is, why do you have a giant robot if you're not going to use the giant robot? Why, why do you have like the entire mutant population be 3 guys? I think those guys were way more interesting than Rico as a bad guy, to be fair.
Can I ask you something about that? You said something interesting that I wanna ask you about.
Okay.
Why why show us the giant robot if you're not going to use the giant robot? Can I make a connection there? In Batman, when you go into the Batcave and you see the giant penny and the dinosaur and all of the stuff in the Batcave,
Mm-hmm.
do you expect us to use those things within the Batman world?
The giant penny and the giant dinosaur are set up as trophies.
Yeah, it's all
Right.
rogue gallery shit.
And those are his, like, that's his, like, his crap from previous adventures, right?
Mm-hmm.
This giant robot that they activate and shoot a couple of guys with,
Mm-hmm.
and underutilize, is a different animal altogether.
It's also something that didn't happen in a live action.
Right. Okay. But anyway, but also,
Sorry,
Yeah,
Dave,
but-
you were making a good point, and then Will said something very confusing. What?
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
Because I set this up because I wanted you to talk about this convention of movie making, but I don't know what
You're talking about things that happened in the comics that also happened in some form of the animated type of movies and stuff.
No, I'm talking about the Chekhov gun thing.
There was not a movie that actually had any of that in it.
well, I mean, the animated films are I mean, they don't utilize the props from the Rogues Gallery either. Those are just kind of Easter eggy.
They
Right.
I'm
still
trying
are
to
there,
set-
though, and they're not there when it's a live action movie. And if we're going to go that far in the comics, there was a way more things that you could have had in your Judge Dredd universe that didn't translate. So you're pretty much you're comparing two different things here.
Well, I get what Ari's trying to say. Like,
I'm trying to say what. So there's a difference between referencing something that exists in your universe and doing the Chekhov's gun. You're showing a weapon and then not using it. I'm trying to get Davey to explain the difference between two different filmmaking aspects of
Yeah,
the
but
system.
you're saying that the rogues gallery thing wasn't a thing in the movies.
No, what I'm saying is that the giant robot is both a reference and Chekhov's gun, and I'm trying to get Davey to explain both of those two different ideas and how it intersects in Judge Dredd.
Right. So Chekhov's gun is it actually comes from theater, where if you have a gun on the back wall in the first act, by the end of the play, that gun has to be used,
Yeah.
right? Because otherwise there is no point for it to be there.
Right.
and
Now, in this case, this is also an Easter egg at the same time. Those two things do not always happen at the same time. Here it is happening at the same time and then also underutilized.
Right. So like, and then in the comic book, like, okay, so the robot is definitely a reference to the comic book, right? Where there was like a whole, like, what is that, the Chaos Day stuff? Probably.
It was a war. It was the I can't remember which war it was, but there was a war.
Yeah, there was a war, and they were
And
those
they
were
were the thing.
and yeah, and it was a pretty cool comic book. But like, also Rico finding it and then reprogramming it to utilize this unkillable, indestructible robot, who is then very destructible, was a bit of a letdown, right? Like that, because you have this giant robot that you're supposed to get a really cool action sequence out of. You know, it looks like the boss battle, right?
And at this point in time, comic books had done a lot of giant robots, and movies had had a hard time doing that. They're great with apes and monkeys and different sized monsters, but not so great with robots.
Right. And like this looked like it was going to be a really well done robot, because honestly, in fairness, it was a really well done robot. The animatronic on it was really, really good.
A lot of practical
effects. Use it. You know what I mean? And which became very frustrating for the guy who loves explosions and nonsense to not use the explosive nonsense guy. You know, it's kind of like Junior and all them in the Angel family. You got maybe a 2.5 minute interaction between the cyborg that can punch Judge Dredd in half if he really wanted to, and Judge Dredd, right? And that was, I mean, it was a cool little sequence, but it was also disappointingly short.
And this is why oftentimes when you're doing an Easter egg, you don't have that be one of your Chekhov's gun moments.
Right. It shouldn't be
if you can't afford it, teasing the audience with it is going to be off-putting at a certain point, which is why I try. I'm sorry, I should have been straightforward with you, but I tried to sneak you into that little.
Yeah, I get it.
Filmmaking.
No, I mean, I understand. But to not get down into the minutia of it, I think the movie was really fun, but also like the setup of the movie of him like really quick, him being a judge, right? A really strangely long time of him going to prison, where he never actually makes it to prison, and then a really short time of him fighting the bad guy at the end, right? The pacing was really, really off for me, and like, just, you know, not for nothing, pacing is important. You know, because I'm sitting here watching this movie and I'm having a good time, but I'm also watching it and going, this is both confusing and not confusing enough. Like it's too much and not enough all at the same time, and it causes a confusion in the brain when there aren't enough explosions.
So, well, it's also selling the movie off of Stallone being just very charismatic instead of giving you an interesting script. And that's one of the things that I want to talk about before we end today. The script itself feels a little stiff in a lot of places. The story and the stuff that they're trying to do is very interesting, but it can get very blocky. It can get very not dull in terms of energy, but the communication can get dulled, or blunted.
Sure.
And that can make it difficult because this is a really high concept, interesting idea, and then you're just hitting us with it.
So what did you think, Will?
I think that for what they were trying to do, they missed the ball like way bad, because I mean, they started off with one of the main villains of the whole franchise in the first place. And then they decided in the middle of it, oh, that's not going to work. Hey, let's just throw this guy in here. And then that screwed up the entire thing. Because, as you know, there is a flow from the beginning to the end. And if you already have a flow and you have to change an entire part being a main character, whether it be the good guy or the bad guy, you have to change the entire thing. And not a lot of people, especially back then, I'm going to say, aren't going to be the people that are going to be wanting to change the entire movie, because they already made this whole thing. And now they have to delete this person, and now they have to change all the stuff. So they're going to take elements of what they had, and they're going to make what we saw.
Will, I want to piggyback off of this. I want to clarify something I said earlier. I like the kiss at the end. I don't like it for the movie. I think those two are interesting together, and I like them communicating that moment.
Yeah.
But it's because I like those two actors communicating that moment, not those two characters.
No,
it
that
the movie. Yeah. I like the ending, but it's not the ending of the movie. It's an ending that they tacked on to say, hey, everything ends happy. And while I think that that ending is a good ending of some movie, it's not a good ending of this movie.
The post-apocalyptic crime is everywhere movie.
Right. It's a really cool idea that doesn't belong here.
It's just it doesn't belong in this part of this movie. Like if it was the movie like I'm talking about that it originally was supposed to be, that would have made way more sense. It feels more like it was tacked on from their original thing that they had.
No, yeah. If this had been a 3-movie franchise and you get to see those two fall in love, this is the perfect ending of that thing. It feels like they were like, we really hope we do a sequel. So, but that's not going to happen. Okay, well, we'll just end the franchise now with this ending that belongs 2 movies from now.
Which is, I probably think that was the thought process during that time, because that in the 90s, you weren't guaranteed to get a 3-movie deal. It wasn't like you get the one makes it, we're going to make the next 2 back to back. It was, you make one, if that one works, we might make another one.
Well, the pitch process,
that one works, then we'll see, kind of thing.
Okay, so
just up in the air bullshit kind of, and that's understandable to a point. But this being the comic book movie that it is, if this was, and I'm sorry for both of you, because I'm gonna say it, if this was a Marvel thing, if it was a Marvel movie, we would be setting up at the beginning of the damn thing to set up for the next one.
Right. So that brings me to the point I was just about to make, which is the pitch process back then was, yeah, you're gonna say that you have like a multi-movie idea. You got to pitch that first one. You got to make that first. You have to be able to make that first one.
Yep.
And the first one has to hit like a certain threshold, and then you have to pitch the second one. And depending on, especially in the 90s when studio heads were changing every 5 minutes, there was almost no chance of you getting a sequel. Like the only ones that got sequels were the Batmans and Jurassic Parks. You know, like
Well,
those.
think about it. We're coming
Yeah.
off of 20 years. We're coming off of 20 years of comic book movies. Almost. Not quite. But
Well,
if
the prevalence of comic book
Christopher Reeve Superman #1.
Yep.
That's what, 77?
Something like that.
79, something like that.
Geez.
It was in the 70s.
He
Continue.
does it for 10 years.
Something
Does
like
5
that.
movies.
He did it for 10 years. He did, yes.
3 of them are good. 2 of them got remade by the original
Which
director.
wasn't a thing. It was him and like 007. That was like it.
And then immediately after, basically right when Superman happened, I think it's 1978 now that I think about it, Star Wars was also happening. Then you get Indiana Jones and Jaws. So we're off of 15 years of everybody wants to make a sequel, but right now it's almost actually like what we're dealing with right now in the movie industry. Everything is starting to calcify and get a little bit too chunky. And you're getting the Howard the Ducks and all of these movies that aren't doing very well. So you've got studio heads that are not.
Are you saying there's a problem with Howard the Duck?
Not the character.
No. But
Chip Zien playing the character, maybe. And I'm a big Chip Zien fan.
Movie. That is one of my. Where I'm putting it on the list, by the way.
Oh no, Davey, what have I done?
Why would that not be a good? Okay, keep going. Sorry, cook. Go ahead and cook.
No, look, I actually like Howard the Duck, the real Howard the Duck, the actual Howard the Duck.
Yes, the actual comic book version of Howard the Duck, the one that.
And I'm also a Chip Zien fan, so I get to say that this movie doesn't work.
Well,
sorry, Chip. Sorry.
Right. So cool. That I mean, I feel like. Yeah, but how do we fix this movie, right? Like if we were going to make
the next one,
what's that? Make it at a different time.
You make the next one with Carl Urban. That's
I would.
How you
100%.
You make Dredd.
100% would say make it in a different time. The only thing that stops that from actually being the thing that's going to fix this is they remade it. They didn't show his face. They made it into a whole thing with the next one. But that one didn't pan out either. So what I'm thinking is this may just be a medium that isn't accessible by video.
So I think you're wrong. And I'm gonna make a pitch.
Okay, go ahead.
My pitch is let this be a romantic action film.
No.
Okay, so hold up. I do have some quick corrections to levy here. Dredd, the 2012 movie, was critically well received and praised for its hard-hitting action, stylish use of slow motion and story, and dark humor. Let's see. It was a warm and positive technical existence is what the thing was.
Hey, it's got a great shot at the end of it with her getting thrown out that window.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
there's lots of good about the newer Dredd movie that
Dredd was amazing.
Yeah.
But they're not making a sequel. That's just what it is.
And they aren't going to be.
Let me cook on this romantic action film thing, because I think there is something there. I really do.
But that's not Dredd, though.
It doesn't have to be. That's not the point.
That's
exactly what I'm trying to say.
And that's exactly my point.
Well, let me cook.
You can't do
it. Let me cook.
Okay, so I hold up. Time. We're supposed to fix this movie.
That's why I'm trying to do this, but you're not letting me get it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Make your fucking.
I'm laying down what we're supposed to be doing. Do as you will after that.
I am doing exactly that.
Go on.
So I say you make the ending of this movie the vibe of the whole movie. You've got two actors that have chemistry with each other. Okay? The movie as it is doesn't make sense. but there's a lot in this movie that is cool. Like the shot of the ship crashing over those cannibals, right? All of the weird stuff that happens in this movie could be a really interesting adaptation of the Dredd concept. We're already, say, if we're looking back at the fact that we already have both of these movies in existence, we know that second movie is going to happen. You're going to get a faithful adaptation of Dredd. That exists. We're going back and we're saying, okay, you already have your faithful adaptation of Dredd in the future. Let's take this and take these actors that are here in this space and get the best out of these people. And I think the best you're going to get out of Sylvester Stallone is an action romance. I really do. And I also think that the other players in the movie fit really well into that genre. Take Dredd, let him take his mask off, do all of the things that the comic book fans wouldn't normally like. Let it be different. Let it be as different as possible within the basic context of Dredd. In the same way that Batman can have the blue cowl with the gray suit, but also have the black suit with no yellow on it.
Whoa.
You're allowed to have different adaptations of these things.
Whoa. That's too far.
I don't think so at all.
I was gonna.
Adam West can exist in the same multiverse as Ben Affleck.
Is it okay? The beautiful part about a multiverse, which is what both Marvel and DC have learned, is that the point of a multiverse is you can have your character do anything, anywhere, anytime. It doesn't matter what they've done. They can be good, they can be bad, they can be in love, they can hate everybody, they can be dark, they could not even be the same person. It doesn't even matter. That's the beauty of having a multiverse. You can do that. The problem is we're talking about fixing this movie. We're not talking about changing a multiverse movie. We're not making it into a multiverse movie.
I'm not saying we are. I'm saying from where you and I are sitting.
Change this into something.
Well, that's not what I'm doing. You have mischaracterized my words.
Good. And making it a romance comedy action movie, that does not make sense.
I'm saying that the best part of the movie is the end of the movie, and it's the part that doesn't fit in with the rest of it. So reshoot the movie to fit the thing that actually works.
Nobody's going to want to watch that. They haven't want to watch.
They will. It's Sylvester Stallone.
Part. They didn't want to watch this in the first place because it, I mean, yes, it did make a good amount of money, right? But it also fucking, we didn't get a second movie. For number one,
the problem with this movie is that Sylvester Stallone is trying to do a Schwarzenegger movie, and he should have done a Sylvester Stallone movie.
You know, this is the same thing, and I'm putting this on the list, by the way. It's already on the list. Demolition Man. We should have gotten a second Demolition Man. That could have bled into a third Demolition Man, and the reason that I say that is because that movie had enough action and intrigue and futuristic stuff. It could have been a franchise, a whole franchise.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything for Dredd, bro.
It does mean stuff for Dredd. That's the whole point I'm trying to make.
Right? We're all doing our own fixes. Let Ari have his fix, and then you can do your fix, right?
All right.
Yeah, my fix is you take the best part of the movie, which is the end, that doesn't fit in with the rest of the movie, and then you transplant it over the rest of the movie because it's the most interesting, authentic part of the movie because Sylvester Stallone is clearly attracted to this woman, and he's trying to pretend that he's not the whole time.
Wouldn't you be attracted to her if you were acting with her in that movie?
Yeah. Me, and we're talking about me in this movie? This
if
movie would not get made if there was
Judge Dredd in that movie and you were next to Diane Lane at her age then, would you not be attracted to her while you had to make out with her?
Once again, if I was in this movie, it would not have been made.
If he was in this movie, he'd be Fergie. But
yes.
So, Will, What's your fix now? Since you have some very
I would put the original bad guy back.
The
I would put the original bad guy back. I wouldn't care about the how much it costs to do this. It doesn't matter. You want to put the your best foot forward, and they definitely did that, and then stepped way back.
So what you're saying
Because
is you would have not gotten the movie made.
Rico made it worse. Rico made it worse. But also, I mean, you did insert, and I am not giving shit to Rob Schneider. I love Rob Schneider. I love you, Rob Schneider. The point is not the best thing for this superhero type movie. You don't really need to have him there. You could have put some other person there that would have been better to make that point, but also not be the
Jimmy Olsen.
What was it? I mean, it's even worse than Jimmy Olsen, though. That's Jimmy Olsen is like the worst one I can think of to add.
For the record, Jimmy Olsen rules and Jimmy Olsen fucks. Okay,
Yeah, he gets all the ladies, man.
He's Superman's best pal, and he's the only one who gets laid at the Daily Planet. Carry on.
He definitely does not get laid.
Yes, he does. In every era. Do you read any comic books?
You clearly
No. I'm not saying if we're gonna switch this to like different universes and stuff. Okay, any adaptation of Jimmy Olsen in any movie does not get fucked.
You are incorrect, sir.
Which one?
All of them.
Movie.
Especially the most recent movie
on the planet, who he's trying to get.
No. He actively denied her in the newest one
because he's popular and he doesn't need to. Oh my god!
Because he's too much of a Boy Scout. That's the difference between him and Superman.
No, that is not how they represented Jimmy Olsen.
Y'all just don't even know what's going on.
Finish your point of your fix, so that I can ruin everybody's day.
Rob Schneider might have not been the best option, is what I'm trying to say. I can't give you a great option. I'm just saying Rob Schneider might not have been the best option. But Sylvester Stallone was probably your fucking best option in this.
Okay, audience, I want you to remember that Will said Jimmy Olsen doesn't fuck. And in Smallville, he gets married and dies.
Well,
so
why would you count Smallville?
Because it went for 10 years, you doofus.
And I care why.
You said all live action Jimmy Olsen's.
Yeah.
Which means you are incorrect.
No.
You're spouting nonsense.
And
then you expect us to take
all right. I'm calling an audible. We're not arguing over Jimmy Olsen anymore. We are going to finish how we're going to fix this goddamn movie if it kills us. Have you finished fixing this movie?
No.
Okay, continue fixing this movie.
So I'm not saying Schwarzenegger needs to get changed. I'm saying the script needs to be better. It needs to go with an actual villain instead of the villain that they had. But also, we need directors that are more attuned to what the comics are instead of what's going to look good.
Well, if they were, they would have cast a different person as the main character.
We don't
AKA
need to cast a different
anybody.
person. We just don't need our dumb directors saying, "Oh, this is the explosion we need."
No, the answer I was looking for was Nicolas Cage.
To be a more solid thing. Okay, have you not watched any of what is it? The newest thing that Stallone is in, the TV show, Dave. You know it.
Oh,
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King. Yes. Have you not watched any of that?
I mean, I've watched some of it.
Okay. How is he not good for that?
What do you mean?
How is Sylvester Stallone not good for Tulsa King?
He is good for it.
Exactly. And this is the exact same thing he could have done with this movie. He just didn't get the right direction.
I don't see a lot of similarities between Dredd and Tulsa King.
Okay. The reason I'm putting those two together is because of Stallone himself.
All right.
Stallone has the chops to be able to do the things that he should have done to
said that
make
at the beginning of the
Dredd
episode.
better. It's still Stallone. It's still Stallone, and he could have done better if the director hadn't have wanted more explosions or more whatever.
Will,
It
my
would have been
entire
better if
argument.
he was able to actually do the thing that he needed to do. He was got wrong direction. You know
Well,
that
my
actors
entire
get wrong
argument is
direction
that
all the
Stallone
time.
would have been great for this
You
movie if they
know-
made it a drama, romance, action. What I'm saying is your version of the movie needs Nicolas Cage.
Okay, this is very true because Nicolas Cage.
Cool.
But
That's-
also,
You both have done your part.
like 100%, if he got better direction, it would have been a better movie. Minus the fact that the script needed to be a better script in the first place.
Can you expound on that? Because I think that's actually the most interesting part of your argument.
Because if they had continued with the original villain that they had, then it would have been more interesting altogether. In the
That's
first place. It
plot,
would have.
though.
It
I
could
wanna
have
talk
also
about the
been
script.
somewhere between Harry Potter and RoboCop at that point.
Again, that's plotting. I'm more interested in how you feel about the script,
That's what I'm
like
talking
the
about.
dialogue and the pacing, not the story.
It would have been closer to a Harry Potter type of thing with the futuristic, ultra bad crap.
Or Blade.
that they
Blade
had.
is a good example. Yeah.
A Blade isn't as good of an example as you would think because the first thing you think of as in Blade is it's underground, and he's not underground.
Sure, but the city is just as dark and twisty and weird. It's just
Yes, but he's a judge. Everybody knows what a judge is.
Well, it's also an action.
Nobody knows what Blade is.
lots of people know what Blade is.
Judge
You
could have
keep making good arguments and then cutting yourself off at the end of these arguments.
okay.
This is why I thought this would be really, really fun to do. But also, you're wrong.
Okay. So now it's my turn, right? It's my turn. Can I go? Can I go now?
Sure, I thought we got you, but go ahead.
We didn't get me. Well, I
didn't get Davey at all. We haven't gotten Davey once. He's barely spoken the entire episode.
I've been very good. I've been very good today. First off, let me point out that this movie is fucking bananas. Okay, this movie is absolutely bananas, batshit crazy.
I'm so proud of you, Davey.
Thank you. God, on that so much.
Agreed.
I did it.
Bananas.
You did it.
I promised already at the top that I wouldn't call the movie bananas until the appropriate time.
Yes.
So this movie is bananas.
It is.
But here's my hot take that is going to piss literally everyone off. This movie is not about Judge Dredd. It sort of is, right? Judge Dredd is the setting, but the movie is the journey of Fergie.
Yes, it is.
Fergie has the whole hero's journey in this. He learns he has the return home, the call to action, the refusal of the call, the mentor, all of it. He has all of it. and he sacrifices himself to save the day.
This is
Right.
the single reason, by the way, that I think the romance would have worked because of him. Just
shut up about the romance.
I do.
Shut up
I
about
just-
the
Man, it's just Superman, but darker.
I
Just
don't
saying.
give one whit about the romantic angle of it, but I think you have a really interesting point. I think that could be an interesting film.
He doesn't sacrifice himself, though.
He super does.
Where is the
He climbs
sacrifice?
on the back of a robot and nearly getting crushed. He gets shot in the stomach. All these things happen to him.
But he lives at the end of the movie. That's not a sacrifice.
It is a sacrifice
doesn't
because
get the
he's no
girl.
longer able to be on his legs by the end of the
He
film.
gets,
Right?
He also doesn't get the
he gets no girl. He gets no recognition, and who knows whether or not he goes back to jail at the end of it.
And that's his sacrifice.
Yeah,
He doesn't get
that's
any
the thing that you're
recognition.
missing. Well, you're
Doesn't
literally
get-
describing the thing you're saying that doesn't happen to him.
Right. So, in any event, right? Like, he's the guy who's supposed to teach Judge Dredd the lesson of how to not be such a huge dick all the time, even to criminals. You know,
Agreed.
all this stuff happens, and Judge Dredd, guess what? Doesn't learn any of these lessons by the end of the film. The only thing he gets is I throw a guy off of a skyscraper and I get to kiss a lady.
How does he not learn anything?
He
never-
literally he ends
He
the
does.
movie exactly
He
where he
does.
starts it.
He gets back on it, yes, but he comes with a different thought process.
No,
mean,
that's
this is
our
what he's
thought
been
process,
through.
not Dredd's.
we are putting our thought process of what we think is probably going to happen after the credits roll onto him, because none of that, he does not demonstrate a single one of those qualities that he is supposed to have learned by the end of it. Does not demonstrate it. The only time is when he smiles a little bit after the woman commits an egregious HR violation.
Mhm.
You know. Anyway, so Fergie has all of this. We lean more into Fergie. That's how we fix this. We lean more into Fergie. Fergie is our point of view character. Judge Dredd is this monolith that exists. He is a force of nature, and he's going to win. We know this because his name is on fucking tin.
So, Davey, your version is like the Marvels in Marvel Comics, which is sort of like the Kingdom Come for Marvel, where you're the newspaper reporter and you're looking at the gods and you're following what would happen as you're doing that throughout the story.
Well, I think that would be a more compelling tack.
I just want to make sure that I heard that right. You're talking about the Marvels, right, Ari? You said
It's a
you said
specific
the
comic
Marvels.
that Alex Ross wrote. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Go ahead.
Anyway, every time I get rolling, there's a, I think that's a more compelling narrative where you're following this normal dude for all intents and purposes, having to deal with being in the presence of this effective god when for Mega City 1, right? Dealing with all of the bullshit that comes in his wake because you can't for some reason get away from this dude who is causing or has all this trouble happening to him, right? By the end of the movie, you're shot in the stomach, crushed by a robot, and he gets to kiss he gets to kiss the girl at the end. Well, hell, I think that's a cooler way to go about it, especially since at the beginning of the movie, it starts off from Rob Schneider's point of view, right? It starts off from Fergie's point of view, thinking he's out of prison and he's going to turn over a new leaf, and he gets sucked right back into his life of crime, quote unquote.
So
Yeah.
I love this movie that you're describing, but I don't think that you can take this movie and turn it into that movie with the performances that are in this movie.
Right.
Like,
so this is I'm getting there.
Yep.
So if we're making this movie nowadays, right?
Mhm.
We still have we take Dredd from Dredd, right? We take
Keith
Or
Urban,
we
or not
keep-
Keith Urban, Urban, whatever.
Carl Urban.
Carl
Right?
Urban.
We take Carl Urban. as Dredd, right?
I apologize, Carl.
And for Rico, Nicolas Cage,
Love it.
right? All you got to do is dye his hair. He looks the same as he did 40 years ago.
Sure.
Because it demonstrates that he's been in prison this whole time, because Nicolas Cage is thin. He's thinner than Carl Urban, but they're about the same height. You dye his hair black and you got the same dude, more or less, right? It doesn't
And
really
Nick
matter
Cage
because-
does actually look younger than he did 10 years ago.
Mhm. And Armand Assante looks nothing like Sylvester Stallone anyway. The only thing that was the same was the hair color and the eye color. You give them the same contacts, because those were really good contacts. Let me point out, there was some really good eye makeup in that business, right? And then you make that robot more of a threat, right? Make that robot hunting down judges all over the place. You know, like give it the Ed 209 vibe, you know, where like you have an actual like fight between Judge Dredd and the robot, and then Fergie comes and saves the day by getting crushed and shot in the stomach, right?
I like that.
Yeah, man. Like, see, and I feel like that would make a much more compelling movie. Now
I like your remake. Your remake is really good.
Yeah.
I just think none of us have really fixed the movie we watched.
Hey, we're on there. I'm getting there.
You're there. Okay.
I'm getting there, bro.
Right.
Because
okay,
I'm still doing. Look, I'm the only one doing the plot. That is the plot of the movie. You want to make it a romantic comedy. Will wants to make it about Judge Death. I'm talking about Rico, his cousin.
I get it. I'm just saying we have very specific actors for this movie, and you should make the very best movie you can make with those actors.
That's what I'm trying to do, dog. That's what I'm trying to let a brother cook.
I get it, but nobody let me cook either. So it's just
20 minutes.
I didn't even get to do my version of the story. I didn't have time.
Well, I mean, romantic comedy, action flick. We know what we know.
I said romantic drama action.
You're making Romancing the Stone, and we all know it.
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing. Romancing the Stone's a great movie, but you know we already have Romancing the Stone. It's called Romancing the Stone, right? So you still have the clone issues and all this other stuff. Let's get rid of the sexism entirely, because you know Hershey should not be this object to be won at the end, and the whatever the lady is. They should actually have a conversation that doesn't involve, you know, Rico or something, you know, maybe give him a robot lab assistant. I don't care. But
yeah,
I also want to see more. I want to see more of the Angel Gang, you know?
Can we all just real quick, the more recent Dredd movie, those gangsters, so much more interesting than the gangsters in the original. As much as I love those actors,
I mean that they redid a good. They redid a movie to a point where it was more feasible for for what the villains could be, but also for what the core material was for.
Well, see, I don't think Dredd was a remake of Judge Dredd. I think Dredd is just its own.
It was
an
I'm not
adaptation
saying that it was a remake. I'm just saying they made it into something that could have been more like something that was in the comics if it wasn't a big chunk actually shit that happened in the comic.
Sure, but I mean, like, I don't think we even need it to be stuff that actually happened in the comic. But Rico, the Rico plotline happens in the comics. You know, that's
yeah. But so does the Judge Dredd,
and they actually were pretty close to what happens with the Rico plotline in that movie. You know, pretty close. I mean, he wants to ruin Judge Dredd's life kill the rest of the judges and rule the city, bring it into chaos.
Also, as somebody who's read every comic of all time, I do not need my movies about the characters in my comics to do the same thing that my comics did. I just don't. I'm sorry. I was trained very well by never seeing Robin in a movie for 40 years. 30 years. I'm only 31. But the point is, it feels like longer because the only time we get Robin is Chris O'Donnell and, fucking Burt Ward. Never again has it happened. Why do we want everything to be exactly like it is in the comics? They're different mediums. They're allowed to be. That's okay. Like, you can also do The Watchmen and make it really faithful or have Robin in the future, but we don't need it.
It's not supposed to be exactly that is in the comics. It's that we want to see it in live action. That's the difference. It's
Then
not
make
that
more
we
movies.
want to see exactly what happened in the comics. That's not the point. The point is that we want to see this in a more tangible, we can understand this is happening in a normal thing way instead of, because I mean, like, take Iron Man. Iron Man started the Marvel craze, started all the Marvel shit, right? But there is nowhere in any of the thing that his suits went the same way that his suits went in the movies. They just worked for the movies.
Okay.
And I don't have a problem with that.
Cool.
You just have to do it in the right way. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's
subjective, Will. That doesn't, like, okay, Superman, Christopher Reeve, that Superman is basically Jesus, okay? But Superman in the comics before that is a Moses Golem figure, right? You can change characters and make really cool things out of things that don't have the same, story in their source material.
Could you explain Moses Golem to me there, real quick?
Well, so originally Superman was written by two Jews.
Yes, I understand that.
Right. So the golem was a creature that was created out of clay
Golem too, yes,
and protected those weaker than it using the word of God, right? And that's in the first iterations of Superman. That's all he was doing, was protecting those weaker than him and making sure that the bad guys were punished. And that's basically
still had powers that were bigger than life.
Sure. So does
at that time it was more like strength and
it was stamina. Moses, the Golem, and the Circus Strongman all put into one character.
That's where they were aiming at. Literally, that's what they were sitting down and talking about. So
okay.
Yeah. So, like, okay, I just want to quickly finish my new casting of this movie because okay. So Carl Urban, Nicolas Cage, right? And then Fergie is going to be, honestly, Fergie could be like Justin Long or
Jay Baruchel.
Baruchel, or even somebody like Chris Rock, or who's the short guy? What's his name?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Those guys. Another funny dude. You know what I mean?
Chris Rock is really good. Is a really good idea.
Right?
That's one that they wouldn't be creative enough to do.
Chris Rock, Nicolas Cage, and bloody anything. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then Hershey. God, who gonna make Hershey? Hershey. We could do Keira Knightley. We could do. You could really make anybody Hershey, right? Honestly, because Hershey is. She's the lady judge, more or less, in the movie. We got to give her a bigger part. That is not just I suddenly have information for you apropos of nothing, Give her a bit more meat on the bone.
Sorry, I dropped something. I'm okay.
We witnessed it. You could make her Tilda Swinton or the lady played Captain Phasma. What's her name? Nobody. Okay.
Katie Sackhoff.
I'm sorry?
No,
Katie Sackhoff.
that's a great actor, but not who.
No,
No.
I know that's not.
No,
But
I know. Just I'm denying. I'm denying Katie Sackhoff for that part.
Gwendolyn Christie. That's who I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Anyway, but like you could get any number of people to play Hershey and play it well.
Well, what's her name? That Sweeney. Can't remember her first name. Whatever Sweeney.
No, that's leaning too hard into what Dave's trying to get away from.
Right. I don't want
But she does both. She does
Yeah,
both.
but so does Scarlett Johansson, and that's still playing into the trope.
No, that's too far.
So
Yeah,
is
I
Sweeney.
think that's too
There's
far.
the same example.
in any event. Nix the whole she's hitting on Dredd thing. Whatever. I don't care about
We need
that.
an Amanda Waller. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need a
So
fucking
A
badass.
larger, short, black lady.
No, just someone who might actually shoot somebody.
yeah. Somebody who
Who
might
has
actually
just
shoot
as much
somebody.
agency as Dredd.
That's not that good way to follow up with that.
Well,
What
we're
do you
talking
mean?
about Judge Dredd. Like all the bad guys die, right?
It's a larger, short, black lady, and you're like, somebody who's going to shoot somebody. Like,
Well, Amanda Waller absolutely shoots people.
Yeah,
I know,
what are
I
you talking
understand.
about?
But anyway, it's
The ones that I have seen have been shorter African American.
because in the comic books that's how she
That's
looked.
who Amanda Waller is.
Yeah, we all know who Amanda Waller is. So in any event, yes, make the movie more about Fergie, lean into that stuff. Nix that HR nightmare that is Hershey trying to get with Judge Dredd, and the way Judge Dredd finds his human side is actually treating Fergie like a human,
Look, this is why in my version it's a fucking romance, because then it's not an HR disaster. It gets built up over the story like a fucking Mission Impossible movie.
Sure, and that's fine, but this is my fix, not your fix.
I know. It's just like we have to make an entirely new movie instead of fix the movie we watched.
That's part of what we say we're going to do. We're going to fix your script, right?
Look, dude, what was your complaint with the last one? Oh, we only fixed 2 scenes. Now we're fixing one
the
scene.
entire movie.
You don't get to have both, Ari. Okay, we can either we can fix the movie as we see that it needs to be fixed. You are also arguing for a whole.
Look, all I'm saying is right now we're fixing the Carl Urban movie, and we didn't even talk about the Carl Urban movie.
Well, I mean, in fairness, we weren't. I mean, that was just an extra bit of homework that we wanted to do because that's a good movie.
You wanted to do. You said you did it.
You did it on your own.
Oh.
Complain
The
about
point is that's what we're fixing right now. We're not fixing the Stallone movie that we agreed to fix.
literally.
We are. We're in the middle of trying.
I was saying we could, right? Like that fix with all the different casting that I was doing was if we made it today. The same cast could do it in 1995 the way that I did it, the way that I'm talking about it, and it would work.
Not Rob Schneider, though, because I don't think Rob Schneider could carry the movie as a genuine, I don't think that Rob Schneider was somebody who could have done the part that you are describing. The POV Martin Sheen style,
He is kind of
man on the
still
street.
that POV character in the movie that we have, right?
Right,
In the
but he's
movie
not good.
Not watch Deuce Bigelow
Yes.
because he definitely could do that.
Okay, Will, I have never seen a Rob Schneider part that I've actually enjoyed. I'm sorry, Rob Schneider. I haven't. It's not
Have
your
you
fault. I'm
not?
sure you're fine.
So you're telling me you have not watched Deuce Bigelow?
No, I have. I just didn't like it.
Well, you didn't watch it then.
No, I did. I just don't have the same
Because
interest.
exactly
as you.
what Dave is saying is exactly what he did in Deuce Bigelow.
Right. My
first one.
argument is it's not good. It's not engaging.
It
It's
would
not.
be good for this movie.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I personally, I have always been annoyed by Rob Schneider.
Well,
And that's not new. That's my whole life.
Now you have a version.
I have an aversion to Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider
well, I
version.
mean, in fairness, at this point, your fix involves making a whole new movie, right? That's what you're complaining about now. But
we can't make a
Yes,
whole
but
new
my
movie.
fix
We're
is the
talking about
only one that uses
fixing the
footage
movie.
from the movie that actually exists.
Think about this. Fixing the movie doesn't mean changing all of the actors, changing all of the scenes, or changing all of the crap that happens, whatever. What it means is take what you have, keep the good parts, and change the things that might make it better.
Right. My argument, Will, is I am the only one currently that has any part of the original movie in their fix. You guys have both made completely different movies.
Needed to go anywhere.
I made a completely different movie. I literally haven't. The same plot, the same characters, everything's the same. It's just the POV is shifted slightly.
Right, but that's going to change all of the scenes.
Not really. Not really.
Really
It's just camera placement at a certain point.
And the lines are going to have to be different because it's from the POV of he can't be the comic relief like he is in this movie because it's his POV. So you have to take him straight.
Right. Yeah, again, it's still the same movie, more or less. You're taking the entire premise of the movie and turning it into a romantic comedy. Sir, you cannot claim that you are the only one with any part of it being the same movie.
It's not.
Go back the tape.
The Notebook.
What I'm saying is you would have to do a lot more to change what you're discussing.
We're talking about
you have to change all of the scenes.
You're talking about a complete rewrite.
I'm talking about cutting out a couple of the denials that Stallone does.
That's
all you got to do is cut out his denials, and then you got
that. That's not what you posited at the beginning of your argument.
But that's all you got to do to make it a romantic drama. That's all you got to do is cut out a couple of the denials, and then
all I'm saying is that all you got to do is change the camera focus a little bit, right? And give Rob Schneider a couple more lines.
Yeah, and take away all the lines he currently has in order to make it a POV story, because otherwise he's still the comedic relief, hence taking away the POV.
If he added lines
you can be the POV character and still be the comedic relief.
Not well.
Deadpool.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say anyone
in Deadpool, and he's also the comedy relief.
No, we're the POV character in Deadpool. He's talking to us because he breaks the fourth wall all the time.
Are you aware what POV character means?
So, did you watch Apocalypse Now with Martin Sheen? We're seeing that world through his eyes. We're not seeing Deadpool through Deadpool's eyes. We're seeing it through our eyes talking to Deadpool.
Only when he's breaking the fourth wall.
Which is the entire goddamn movie.
It is not the entire movie. Otherwise, there would be no dialogue with other characters.
He literally does it in front of those other characters, Davey.
Yeah.
Hear me.
But it's not the whole time.
What are you saying, Will?
Nothing.
Don't deep throat the mic. Just sit back and actually talk. I really want this. I really, really, really want this to be able to be put out. So maybe don't deep throat the mic for real. Look,
I can
disagree on our fixes. That's the whole point of having 3 different points of view. But we don't have to argue for 4 hours to do it.
We're only at 2.
It feels like 4.
Feels like 18.
All right. Cool. So we're cutting that part out. Anyway, I think we've successfully fixed this movie 3 different ways.
Hell no.
Do you think we'll ever reach a consensus, boys?
Hell no. Hell no. But we're all still friends, though, right?
Right. Sure. Yeah, whatever you say.
No, for real.
Whatever you say, man.
We're all still friends, and we all have our own opinions, but we all are able to come to a consensus that everybody has their own opinion as long as we don't have to listen to the other ones, right?
I literally listened to everybody else's point, and I kept getting slapped down during my points. That's all I'm saying. All right. So, guys, that was Judge Dredd.
Okay. No. You got to stop there. You got to stop there because we cannot end there because otherwise it seems like you hate us.
I do.
Still cutting it.
You know why?
You didn't use the one I wanted to use all of the time, by the way.
That's fine.
I can't wait to get my own board.
Oh, you brought me back again.
So anyway, that was Judge Dredd, everybody.
Look,
we have fixed this movie 3 different ways. Whether or not Will agrees, we all have opinions that have fixed this movie to us. So,
why is it me?
Because you disagreed when I said it the first time, Will.
You know what? Here's what I would like to know from anybody who watches this in all of perpetuity. I just want to know, when we say we're going to fix a script, do you want us to fix the script of the movie? Do you want us to fix the movie itself, not just the script, but also like story beats, tone, colorization? Like, do you want us to remake the movie in a completely new form? What are you most interested in? Please let us know. Send in your messages at...
What's your email, Ari?
So, that was Judge Dredd. It has been successfully fixed 3 times, according to the 3 people that matters the most to. That's it. The end.
If you want to hear your comments about stuff, we do want to hear whether or not you like what we're doing. We do want to hear about anything that you think that we might be missing that you could tell us and hopefully help us to make things better. And you can do that at Fix Your Life Pod at gmail.com.
There you go. Good job, buddy. In any event.
No, I'm scared.
It's not funny anymore. Quit it. Can we end the fucking episode, please?
Please give us your likes and your follows and comments and throw us emails. But at this point, I'm not sure. Just do whatever you feel is necessary. Yeah.
All right. That's Will. I'm
Right.
Dave. That's Ari.
All right.
We fixed this script. I don't care if Ari agrees or not. I don't care if Will agrees or not. This has been fixed. We will come at you next time with a apparently less contentious movie next time. Jesus wept. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. All the good stuff. Let us know what you want to see next.
We're going to do Demolition Man next.
Great time. Goodbye.
Time trap.